one station making history every day.
Chicago, Chicago.
Now, John Cass.
89 WKRS.
Good morning, Chicago. John Cass here, 89 WLS. It is 9:06, almost 7 after 9, sitting with Lauren Cohn. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning on this frigid Monday, Chicago morning.
It's so cold, it reminds me of, well, you know what happened in Washington 4 years ago.
Where would you rather be?
I was there 4 years ago. I froze my feet off. The president, there were thousands of people on the lawn.
I know, much smaller crowd this time.
And they were hungry. And he passed 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches and 5 hot dog buns across the crowd.
That's what spurred Michelle Obama's prevention program after that, to eat healthy?
Everyone was nourished. Everyone got nourishment.
And a stomach ache?
This is the first, it was one of his miracles. This is the second of what should be 4 terms for Obama, judged by the turgid excitement and the voices of the media people who were covering it, like George Stephanopoulos. But one thing about the cold is you get sick.
Mm-hmm, you do.
And I've had the sniffles and the flu.
But I hugged you, and I didn't get sick over the weekend. So I think you're in that period where you're no longer contagious.
Maybe, but now we have a phenomenon that I think everyone should call in about at 591-8900, which is sick days and the flu police.
Right. The flu season spurring this big debate over paid sick days. Should you just go to work and suck it up, John, or should you get paid sick days from your employer? And some employers, small businesses, are like, hey, I don't have the money right now in this economy to pay people to stay home. But, John, if you're really sick, do you want to come to work and infect all of us?
Yeah, woman up or man up, go to work. All right, last week I was sick. Didn't take days off from the column or from work.
But half the staff at WLS is down and home
they
after
still
that.
came on.
I'm just kidding.
Look, you're sick, go to work, grow up. When my dad was sick one time at the butcher shop, he was so sick and cold that he had a heating pad around his back because his back was bothering him in the butcher shop, and he had it plugged in with a long extension cord that was dragging through the sawdust.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So it doesn't bother you
at work.
If I'm here and I'm coughing and I'm sneezing and then we're using the same keyboard and...
I'm not using the keyboard. This is the theater of the mind, but we have like at least 2 feet.
Where's your bottle of Purell? Oh, there it is. I see it right there.
That's the WLS bottle of Purell.
Well, some companies basically have unlimited sick days, and other places they limit the sick days.
If you have unlimited sick days, you know what will happen?
You're on the golf course.
Everyone call, because I've had people call in. Now, my leg men are hardworking men and women, but I'm just imagining, say, some future leg man calling me at the Tribune saying, John, I'm not feeling good.
All right, so own up, John.
And I say, stay home.
Right.
No way. Get your butt to work. I'm here.
Get your butt to work. So if I ever call you up on the phone and say, get your butt to work, so how many sick days have you taken? How many sick days have you taken in your life? Can you even count on one hand?
Let's see. 2 years ago, I had intravenous antibiotics going. I was in the hospital.
Well, that's different. You were hospitalized.
And I still wrote the column. Get to work.
There, get to work.
All right, because...
We're in a recession. You got to work, people.
I mean, look, we had a recession. People were nervous. A bad economy. They probably took their little mental health. They stayed home and played, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. I don't know even how that would happen. I don't even know how I know that, but I do. And but still, get to work. Quit crying. And what's with the phlegm police? These people. Like, are you part of the phlegm police?
If you're going to cough and sneeze and put your phlegm on my desk, I'm after you.
I'm not putting any phlegm on your desk. Listen, Jim M. from Arlington Heights, you're on 89 WLS. John Cass, Lauren Cohn. You're dying. You're dancing. Do you get to work when you're sick, Jim?
I'm a business owner. I work every day, sick or not.
That's right. My dad had I told you, my dad had the heating pad on his back, under his butcher coat, dragging in the sawdust. Is that not dedicated? Because there was nobody.
That's dedication.
Jim,
But I
there's
feel the
nobody.
need for an emergency session by our Congress. They should call an emergency session. They need to amend Obamacare to include paid sick days when you take off. They shouldn't put this on the backs of the employers.
The government needs to regulate
So how,
sick days.
Jim, would the business owner get a paid sick day?
We don't have sick days.
You don't have. No, if you own a business, you're never off, are you?
Correct. Well, no, my employees, fortunately, they show up. If they don't show up, they're either in the hospital or in jail.
But you don't legally have the right to go ask them either. You can't go ask somebody if they're calling in sick. You can't go knock on. Do you think we should be able to go knock on the door and see
Why
if they're
can't
sick?
you?
No, I have very dedicated employees, and yes, they occasionally do miss work, and occasionally I will pay them for them, even though that's not our company policy.
What kind? Just in general, without naming the company, what kind of work do you do?
A wholesale distributor.
So they're on the road selling your stuff,
You got it.
and they better meet their number or they're gone, right? Because
No, that's not how we work it, actually. We try to get in front of our customers 3 or 4 times a year, and we cover 8 states, and it's busy.
do you ever go when you make a sales call and you're coughing and sneezing? Do you ever go talk to them then, or do you avoid meeting the customer with your flu?
That's when we avoid meeting customers.
Okay, so in other words, when it's about making money, let's avoid it. But if it's just the workers, let's go to work and get sick and just man up, right?
Everybody in the warehouse pretty much shows up. They know that we have to get orders out daily, and they tough it out.
What happens if one of your workers' children are sick? Or the
We
dog?
just lost him. I'm sorry. Yeah, if the dog's sick, tell the dog to get to work. Jack in the car, 89 WLS. Jack, you make your sick dog work? Because I would.
I think most sick days are abused. I mean, how many times do you hear people saying, I'm sick, and then you find them on a big screen at Wrigley Field or Comiskey Park or a soccer game when it's, first opening game, or, as you say, a sick dog. I mean, that's, the company I used to work for years ago never paid anybody per se for sick, but as a previous caller, if you're sick for a couple of days, yeah, they sort of will, reimburse you. It won't count as vacation time, or, but there was no set dyed-in-the-wool sick day, and I think this flu stuff is just going to, exaggerate everything. If, somebody's going to have a sick day and because of flu, and they're going to be gone for a week.
When I take sick days, which I don't, but if I do, rarely, people are all like, why aren't you in the paper? Or why weren't you on the radio? You get that too, Lauren, right?
Right. Where are you?
Where are you?
I was getting my hair done.
Right. So thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack, very much for calling in. We got more calls coming, and stay on the line, everybody, because Lauren's hit on something very important here. Get your butts to work, right, Lauren?
I think I was quoting you.
What is your?
But I love that line. Get your butt to work.
What's your philosophy? Oh, don't cough. Don't cough on me.
I don't like being around sick people.
I don't either. So
it's not
you
fun.
Can't kill them. You can't, exile them. All right, listen, everybody. I'm John Cass with Lauren Cohn. We'll get back to your calls after traffic and weather. First on the fives with Ryan Burrow. Yes, thank you, Ryan Burrows. And quit crying about it's cold. Yes, we know it's cold. Get your butt to work, too. You're here, Ryan. Lauren's here. I'm here. You know what really bothers me about this whole we need sick day? They're trying to make it a government mandate. So if I'm a part-time employee, I should have paid sick days, too.
Right.
Right? So who's making my hamburger? I don't know. Barb in the car. You're on 89 WLS.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I'm a self-employed hairstylist, and if I don't work, I don't get paid. And when I have a cold, it's a delicate little dance I do with my customers. They don't want somebody sneezing 6 inches from their face and, oops, cut your bangs a little too short with that sneeze. And the reverse is true, too. They come in sick because they need their hair done. But
and then you don't want them in the chair.
Right, and I own a salon, and the girls who work with me, I'm not their boss. They rent their space for me. They're all in the same boat too. Their customers pay them directly, and there's a reason for that. I couldn't hire people in this economy with all the regulations that they already have on employees. I'm self-employed. I'm the only employee of the salon. Everyone else rents their space.
You didn't build that, Barb. Barb, you do not build that. Remember what the president said.
Yeah, right. Tell my family that. I work 7 days a week. I'm on my way. It's Monday. It's a holiday. I'm on my way there to clean the shop right now.
One thing I'm thinking about to do, maybe Lauren and Barb, you can help me out here. I'm thinking about renting out Mrs. Cass, my wife. Because she's a teacher. Teachers always, and
They always show up.
She's a teacher's aide in kindergarten. So, Mrs. Cass, you are the petri dish of bacteria, and she brings it home. We all get sick. We spread it out. This way, it's almost like a flu. I don't need a flu shot because Mrs. Cass is a teacher.
Well, that's the whole argument, John. If you're really sick,
is probably so high.
Well,
she can't get sick. She's a teacher and a mom.
That's what people are upset about. You're all sick and phlegmy and yucky, and you come to work and you infect your coworkers, and everybody's sick.
Thanks, Barb. We're going to go to Al in Aurora. Al, you're on 89 WLS with John Cass, Lauren Cohn.
Hi, John.
What's
First
up?
of all, I'd like to say how sorry I am about the recent death there.
Of Jake Hartford, Jim Edwards,
and there's a lot of people out here that really enjoyed him.
We love him.
But my story, it comes from a few years back, probably about 15, but we had a boss who was missing in action at work, and everybody's saying, well, where is he? And someone said, I think he's sick. And so that's too bad. Well, I think it was around opening day or the day after of baseball season in Chicago, and the Cubs were playing Montreal like they always did at the beginning of the year. And the next day in the Sun-Times on the back page, they had a huge blow-up of two guys going after a foul ball just behind the Cubs dugout. And who was it? It was our boss and the chief salesman.
Busted, Lauren.
But does the boss have to call out sick? He's the boss, right?
Yeah,
He's
but
not
he sets,
required. He sets a bad example.
He sets tone.
If you're going to call out sick, make sure that people don't see you. There's the moral of that story.
Jennifer,
don't be on the golf course.
You're on the line. Listen, shouldn't the government mandate that part-time workers get sick days so that,
No.
Why not?
I don't know. It's like those times when you're really, really sick and you really can't come to work and you're not screwing around going to a baseball game or something like that. You know it, and it's like when you're that sick, you don't care if you don't get paid. And I don't know. I'm sure, I don't think they should mandate, because it seems like that's people who pretend to be sick and don't want to come to work. That's like a kid behavior. That's like when you're a kid, you do that, and then eventually you just grow up.
You tell mom you're sick because you don't want to go to school
That's
when you
what-
really don't
yeah.
have a stomach ache.
Exactly.
That's what I do. I tell the editor of the Tribune, I'm not feeling good. Can I please stay home? I don't think so.
Yeah, but you can have your tissues and your whatever flu serum while you're in bed and write your column from your laptop. You're not out there doing manual labor.
We are out on the street reporting this,
okay.
young lady.
You're not
all
out
right?
there.
Yeah.
Out there on the 16th story building a high rise.
I'm not smoking a cigar. I'm not smoking a cigar on the. All right, listen, John Cass, Lauren Cohn. We're back to more of your calls after this.
When you want Chicago's classic hits, turn to 94.7 WLS. For traffic and weather info, tune into 890 AM WLS for traffic and weather first on the fives when you need it most.
John Cass, 89 WLS. We're taking your calls, 591-8900. I'm here with Lauren Cohn. And
get your butt to work,
Get
John.
your butt to work day. We've got, we're talking about the mandated plan, a plan to mandate sick leaves for people that are ill. And we've got John in the car. John, you're on 89 WLS.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. I'm very sorry about everything that's happened on this station. We're going to miss a lot of people, Don and Roe and everybody else. But more importantly, on your topic, what we did in our corporation was we give everybody a half a day off every week with full pay. And what's happened is that everybody cross-trained each other. And I virtually have 0 sick days, 0 anything, because the women that work for me need to take their kids to school or take them to the doctor or a lot of different things.
Half a day every week?
Half a day every week.
Wow.
And they get paid with that half a day off. So they all plan their own schedules. They all work with each other to figure out which day so nobody can take it.
Well, are you going to become editor of the Tribune or WLS? Because I like that deal. I'll just take a half day
I
off.
want to work for you.
Thanks, John. Listen, when we come back, John Cass, Lauren Cohn, we're going to be talking about a 5-year-old terrorist with a gun. Kinda.
Don't blow bubbles.
I'm John Cash. She's Lauren Cohen. We'll get back to more of your calls after this.